XRP from Ripple has passed both Cardano ADA and Solana Sol in market cap, and a lot of you have asked me what I think about it. I have been a long time skeptic to XRP for one very specific reason, but the question now is if I've changed my mind, now that price backed up in conjunction with the lawsuit, and then recovered 1,000% and still sits almost 400% up from there. I mean, price action has to be respected, so let's put bias aside and have a look, shall we? Now what is positive with Ripple is that they have actual paying customers, which is more than most blockchain projects can say. Santander, Siam Commercial Bank, these are real. They have real customers on RippleNet and they have real revenue. And they're quoting XRP sales here in this report. And there's no doubt that the use case of cross-border settlement is real, meaning you send money from one bank in one country to someone else in another country. All the old solutions for this are very expensive. No doubt the use case that's ripe for disruption. And then there is something else. They have employees that own charts, so they can do industry partnerships. For example, here we're excited to join the Digital Euro Association, working with governments on CBDCs, leveraging expertise. Many of you are too young, but maybe you still know that IBM did a very impressive journey from a product company to a very successful professional services company, leveraging their competence, and it's easy to see the parallels here. The looming issue is, of course, that the SEC in the US sued Ripple and two of its executives a little over a year ago for raising $1.3 billion through a securities offering. A common misconception is that selling securities like stocks is illegal, but it's not. You just have to be registered with a regulator and comply mainly with information requirements, and that's really the juice of the matter, that they were not. Now, I'm an engineer and not a lawyer, so I'm not going to try to guess how this will turn out. On one hand, the SEC has raised some good points about market manipulation. On the other hand, it's kind of weird to not say anything for 8 years, even allegedly saying that it's fine, and then come 8 years later and say that it was wrong all along. Okay, but then why didn't SEC say so for 8 years? Isn't that what their job is? That's definitely a weak point in the SEC's argument, but many blockchain companies have been in conflict with the SEC, and in one way or another, I'm guessing that they will probably be able to settle it somehow. So the issue I have with XRP is actually not the lawsuit. My problem is that you're not buying stocks in the company Ripple. Ripple is a technology company that provides solutions for sending money through RippleNet. XRP is a digital asset independent of Ripple, and the XRP ledger is the open source technology behind it, which is the XRP ledger. Ripple had different payment networks, XCurrent, XRapid, and XVia, and everything they were called. They were all rebranded to RippleNet, which is what their customers are using. While the XRP ledger is a blockchain protocol that has some pros and cons. It's faster, it's cheaper, it's energy efficient, but less decentralized compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they were there very early, after Bitcoin, but long for Ethereum. So the issue I've had with XRP from the very start is that for RippleNet to function, not that many XRP are actually needed. They even highlight it as a selling point, on-demand liquidity. So I can't see how the current RippleNet business can motivate that kind of valuation for XRP, the token. I think to sustain that valuation, they need other use cases also. So I think the question is rather if they can get other use cases to run as well, like smart contracts, NFTs, sidechains. But then do they truly have an edge on Solana or whatever other protocol is out there? Not so sure they do, or at least they have a lot to prove. But my opinion on that matter here is secondary. Let's look at what's actually happening on the market, because there, it is actually surprisingly clear. If we look at the long-term chart first, this chart starts here in 2013, and if we look at the bigger picture, of course, there has been an impressive performance. The price has gone from $0.005 here in February 2017 to $0.79 here today. That's 15,000%. We could consider different time frames to analyze this on, but if we switch to daily candles here, you can see that this is all junk. It's flipping flop back and forth between gold. We're not capturing the true trend with this. If we switch to 3-day candles, it's a little bit better. This trend stayed consistent, this trend down stayed consistent, and we had only a few flippity flops here, but the cleanest representation of this has really been the weekly candles. Here you can see we perfectly captured this trend, we perfectly captured this rise, we captured the downtrend, and we captured this upwards move that happened after the lawsuit. Large line stayed gold in the first dump after the gold flip, and the second attempt to leave this neckline from this inverse head and shoulder would have been successful. I didn't trade it though. And if we stay on the USD chart for a moment, you can see this key level here at around 50 cents. That acted resistance here, then it flipped support, 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 little bit front run just now. So in that sense, it's actually holding above support on the US dollar chart. But I think it's a mistake to analyze this on the USD chart, because what we see mostly is that Bitcoin has gone up. And if we instead look at how XRP has performed against Bitcoin, the picture becomes much clearer. Guys, please remember to only get Lars Online access on ctolarsson.com, not from anywhere else, because it's someone trying to scam you for sure. I put a marker here back in 2019. I didn't short this, but it would have been pretty successful if I did. And since then, the downtrend has been pretty intact. But if you're in the XRP army, don't despair yet, because there could be something very interesting happening here. If you're an XRP fan, it is super clear what you hope to see here. You hope to see that this whole construction becomes a shoulder. This becomes the head, and that what is happening now will turn into the right side of an inverse head and shoulder bottom pattern, with a neckline here at 3,700 sats. But for this to actually become a head and shoulders patterns and not just hope for one, this needs to break above the neckline here at 3,800 to 4,000 sats approximately. And if it does, big if, that means someone is buying. So I am interested in the outcome. But for absolute clarity, this pattern has not confirmed yet, and the trend, Lars Online trend, is down on the BTC chart. So I am not buying any XRP here. If I want to enter with more money into the crypto space, I cannot see any reason right now to put that in XRP instead of putting it in BTC. But if you're part of the XRP army, you really want to see that level breached, because if that happens, that would be a very bullish sign. Please remember to like, sub, and see you in this video next. I'm here to educate. I'm not your financial advisor. Thank you, tack. CTO Larsson out. Hej då!